Hello, and welcome back to Kevin banging his mouse into the microphone. Well, occasionally making a strategic play. The joke was intended that I was deliberately going to bang the mouse into the microphone, and then my hand spasmed and I did it again accidentally. Man, I want to make fun of myself with a distance between the joke and then the thing I'm making fun of, that's too close for comfort. Alright. We getting back into our now named playthrough. What did I name it again? I gotta go check. Yeah. If we put the professionalism into the negative, we can get 100% improvement without having to go all the way to 100% or something like that. Alright. Faminist Techbroski Wreckonomics. Sounds about right. We have solved the famine at this point, though. It's turned 36. We're slowly growing our population. But when those animal barns come online, you ain't seen nothing yet, I'll tell you that. We also appear to be on the way to... That's not an economic star. That's a builder star. Well, the economics still need work. I've only earned 39 gold. That doesn't sound very good. Yeah. So this series, I'm probably recording this well in advance so when it goes live, just in case the game gets some updates. So it's currently early May. The reason I'm doing it this way is in case I don't finish it before the next time I make my way to a hospital. Always working on the medical care, I might even be the only Let's Player on YouTube whose entire career has been from a state of a medical emergency. Isn't that just some... Is this actual leverage that I can get? Yes. Oh, you can't just pick up leverage with any old unit, huh? Yeah, we still relearning the game mechanics. That's the thing with these strategy games. If I go a year between playthroughs, the game updates and the mechanics change. And by the time I get there, I don't know what I've forgotten and what's different. Which I suppose is better than knowing something for a certainty and then having to unlearn it and relearn it because it changed, Memory loss makes you more adaptable. Are we gonna make a move? We're not even analyzing the situation right now. Alright, we're trying to build a second city. To do that, we're clearing out this river valley. In the long term, this is actually sustainable because we'd rather have a river valley full of farms than trees. They're not tree farms. You can't eat that. So, to remind ourselves, the goal of this playthrough is to earn a specific achievement. You have to win the game without producing a military unit. And theme-wise, I don't know, I'd kind of like to go science-y. We're doing it at the moment. We'll see if we can actually hold on to two distinct goals at the same time, or if that spreads us too thin. The intent will be to prioritize the achievement if I'm forced to pick between them. So, Yeah, in order to get the pacifist achievement, we're trying to be as defensive as humankindly possible. And that means building in the mountains. We lucked out that our neighbor seems to be a friendly, diplomatically type guy. We can also got some new information here as we highlighted this, that Army Green is to the west. Because you know him and I don't. The south is also possible. In fact, it's probable because there seems to be a trade route down there. So, we know where one of the AIs is. We don't necessarily want to meet them, right? Like that's the age-old thing. You know, if they're going to be aggressive, we want to meet them as late as possible. If they're friendly, you know, we want to meet them as early as possible and get to work on relationship building. There's also a whole lot of valuable dye down there, but settling in the open plains with no army, there's going to be multiple types of dye going on down there. So we'll just ignore that. What's this? Silk. Why not horse milk? What? Yeah, you're here for the brain damaged commentary and humor, right? Oh yeah, that silver would be in line with what we're trying to do. Yeah, I guess our empire is just going to be a north-south strip. It works for me. Well, I don't know if we can go right to this. In order to use the silver, we would need... No, we don't need the luxury manufactory. Probably just regular mining, which we probably already have. Let's find out. Is mining not a tech? It's probably gonna be included within something else, yeah? Or it's just back here? Extract any luxury resource. Okay. Fine. Confirm that's a... Yeah, it's not a strategic, it's a luxury. Strategic is diamond. No, wait, those are... both. That's a diamond shape, and that's the shape of a diamond. Just now realizing that UI development teams should probably have a linguist on board. You know what I'm saying? Has anyone ever called that out before? I mean, it isn't a problem unless someone's explaining the game to someone else. Because, I mean, the game can just show you the icon. And be like, this is the icon for this. Interesting. Anyway. I'm pleased to announce that I've been doing a lot of psychology work on myself recently, and I've learned that my completely random way of stringing things together and realizing facts like this diamond connection isn't just brain damage, it's personality. So that's nice. I'll still have my talent, even if I manage to get fully healed. Fully healed, talking in gaming terms, but that's fine. Scout. You know, we have one very simple rule in this empire, and that's chop till you drop. We stop chopping, we start sacrificing. But do we necessarily want to get rid of all the trees? We do need to be mindful. I know there's a cluster over here that we're preserving for the production value. Just around this marketplace. But, you know, we might want to build another... Actually, we got the mountains. We don't need to worry about that. Yes, fine. You know, let's expand that way if we need more production, right? I think we can safely, you know, safely and sustainably, as any tech bro considers things, eliminate these forests. Start with the one back there. You can also be like our northern watch. You know, if the barbarians are on their way, you'll be the first to know. Yeah, there isn't actually all that much going on. I'm kind of just taking things in. That's why I'm taking 11 minutes before I do anything. It's fine. Sacred ground.
I didn't mean to be pushy.
What? You don't mean to be pushy? Well, you weren't, narrator. Thanks for cutting yourself off there before you could be pushy. Oh. Where'd you come from? King Ancestor. Huh. Has purple met us both on the same turn? Oh, no, that's not a list of everybody he knows. Okay. Well, somebody was down to the south. It was likely purple. Before I talk to the new guy... Well, that's not really the right way to do things, but yeah, sure, whatever you want.
Tell me, shall we become closer?
Yeah.
Interesting. We will reflect upon it.
Defensive packs are going to be my bread and butter.
You are as just as you are wise. Let's make it so.
Perfect. Days like this, I'm glad to be alive.
So yeah, these early turns have the capacity to go quick if we aren't talking endlessly. Oh, you didn't introduce yourself? Oh, this guy about ready to go to the classic era. Ancestor about to be the... Like, give me a minute. It's not predecessor, that's a synonym. Ancestor about to be the descendant? I don't know.
From my people and from myself, heartfelt
Reparations
greetings.
already?
Let us see if we can build a better world.
I want to change my guy's personality.
You have my ear. For a time.
It's too cringe. What did this guy supposedly do? Oh, is that all?
A mere indiscretion.
Enough of this rot.
He likes settling. That's not really a problem for us. The only land we care about is to the frozen north right now. Let's just sign some packs.
This proposition should be in all our best interests.
There is much to admire here. Accepted.
Excellent. This will be remembered.
So, I mean, I'm sure at some point later in the game, you will be the true pacifist who keeps everyone else busy fighting each other so we can sit there smugly neutral. But for now, you know, kumbaya, let's all get along. People already want things. I'm in. No, I'm not. We're all in first? I think it's just we're all in the same era. Never mind. Listen, it's ancient era. We're not that far behind, so it's not bad. I believe we had a disastrous start. Like, I'm not super familiar with this game, but settling in the desolate mountains isn't the best idea. It was a pretty fun idea, though. Alright, keep chopping. You have been steamrolled so fast that we can't afford to evolve you yet. Huh. There's probably some merits to just putting down an outpost really quickly and then just moving it with the influence later, but I believe we put it right where we want it, so. Did we actually? How many turns will it slow us down if we move to the outpost? I'm tempted to slide it one to the left. It's like we got the little production bonus from the mountain. We got the outpost. Now if we want to go food, this could be the food place. I don't believe we're committing to it if we click that. Why would putting you back on the same spot reduce the yields? That doesn't make much sense. But okay. So at this point, our priority is getting down at least one of the Confucius schools before the era transfer. And this would be an excellent spot for it. 1, 2, 3 mountain. Over here, it would... Oh, that's also 3. I guess that's what we were looking at last time. So there isn't actually a reason to move it then. We're fine. Leave it alone. And that's why we took basic counting in kindergarten. Best elective of my life.
Listen very carefully. I have a proposal.
Yeah, let's not push our luck with the
Fascinating.
getting greedy in this series.
Yes, I cannot dispute the benefit in that.
That guy is way too smug sounding. I'm gonna go back to the main menu and change that at some point. I can only take so much smug. There's a smug bug in the rug, as they say. What is that production going towards if you clear that forest this turn? Does it go all the way back down to the capital, or is it wasted because at this point the outpost is built? Oh, we got the barn out. It's accelerated our food enough that we might be able to support like 3 people in this city. Isn't that some? Yeah, we got problems to solve. Ah, okay. We can do influence stuff now. Let's make sure we're holding on to the influence over there. Perhaps we can solve this problem without having to learn if that gets wasted, you know? There you go. Let me get to work on building the next outpost, and the next outpost, and the next outpost. That's expensive. It's not growing quite as fast as I hoped. Do you even have any horses? No. Ah, those mountains are not currently part of the city. So that makes it rather simple where we need to settle first, now doesn't it? Even if we went over there, then we'd have to go west. Yeah, you can't just look at the mountains, you gotta look at the borders. It's good to know. So that region, the mountains are on the tail end of that. We do gotta watch that there are some aggressive barbarians there. I don't really know what we can do about it. No, we can do that. What makes them not aggressive? I mean, just notifying them that I exist doesn't seem like a great idea on the face of it, you know? Like, I think the priority is going to be getting an outpost down. This guy can figure out where to put it when he's done with his trees. Which means you can dedicate yourself to chop, chop, chop. Let's not go toward the barbarians at the moment. Let's just stick over here. So as far as tech goes, we're about to do writing, then we'll do irrigation. Don't need fishing, even though we have rivers now. Not useful. Alright, the tech's already set. Unless we change era, we don't have to think about that. For stars, it'd be nice to get that. We'll get the builder. Era stars, you get 250 for the ones. Alright, that's been changed. That was only 100, wasn't it? Or 150, I mean. So you really want to prioritize the relevant stars to your sieve. But either way, we'll get some science. We've expanded plenty. We can get out of the era just fine. Thing is, the AIs are smart enough to collect extra stars because I'm on a higher difficulty. And we don't know how many extras they're getting. Because I turned off the score, so I can't see who's doing what. Don't know why I felt the need to make the game harder, but I did. I feel like I'm trying to do more strategizing right now than is actually required as well. Yes, you're still on tree cutting duty. I don't know if I was trying to preserve those. Not really. I'd actually like it if you came over here and got rid of that. Give me some extra food there. That should be a relatively safe place to be. Okay. School's down to 19 turns. We'll get that out just fine. Question is, could we sneak another one down there? If we properly placed the out... Actually, no, that's another region. But over here or something, we can do that. Anyway. You... Well, I don't know how much you need. That's unfortunate. No industry, okay. So you do have to completely stay in your borders if you want to actually get a reward for chopping. Now over here would be an excellent spot to build a school, though. How is that defensively? And just as far as building other things. Get some plains. That's not very good. This is a very awkwardly shaped region, though. So if we built something in the pass, that's pretty defensible. Passes are good about that. It'd be... Well, that'd give me a mass amount of production on top of the city that's already going to have a good farm cluster over there. I'm not opposed to that. A little vulnerable from the east. It's like... There isn't really a reason to be on the other side of the pass from the city, though, is there? I think anyone who wants to attack... I mean, that's harsh for them to come in from the east. They'll do it, but... There really isn't a good angle of attack, actually. Just the north. Does it matter? That's actually what I'm asking now. Like, this whole area is pretty well choke pointed. But with the lack of military, we really need the outposts to push the point, you know? River Spring. It's pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe we don't need to push the point. Like, this will probably end up being our more populated city if we play our cards right. I don't remember how much population moves around and so on, but... It's not great over there, you know. It's barren. It's like any building we do in this province, we'll want it over. Actually, that's already the other region. Alright. Now we need to think about if we're going to actually expand into the eastern region or not. I'm viewing them as one already, and that's not correct. If anything, this other city would like to expand there. Well, Fanego needs to expand here. So, we get a little bit extra river. We'll get that anyway. We actually should expand over there then. And at this point, I'm just figuring out where to send him for tree chopping duty, but we're going to be interrupting the chopping, so... What other regions will I want? We know we're going to want... Well, you're already kind of seizing that. We'd like to get up here and get more of those rivers and the dyes. Can we afford to do that first? I don't remember if these guys expand. I mean, looks like they might already be in multiple regions. That one's not, though, so I guess not. So this city goes south, west, north, north. At that point, ideally we'd keep going east, actually. That's going to be a little harder to defend. And a little goes a long way. Okay, whatever. I don't need to be making jokes. I need to be making strategy. So it's like, yeah, we're going to want to get friendly with those guys, but can't do that right now. We can't get that little river thing. We're not going to get it for a while. So plopping an outpost over there be wasteful. We got to put it in the pass. I don't see us expanding over here without, you know, cause. I mean, the mountains are pretty causal, but we'll have another outpost if we do that. So let's just get these guys down here. If we build a school over here, it can go in either of these spots, so. Not sure it matters which side of the pass we build on. Oh, we're not going to get those mountains, though, because that's also the other region. That's really awkward. So if anything, the school is best built over here, even though, again, we don't get all the mountains. It's like, this whole borders and mountains thing. It's like, yeah, I get mountains are a natural border, but can't we just, like, shift it just to the other side? You look at this border. This is wacky anyway. I bet I put the map generation to do wacky borders too, and I just forgot about it. So if we want to get a school down here and get 3 mountains, it's not really achievable unless we go over there. Which is a pretty defensive spot, you know, but I think, because that mountain's not even in here. It's like, oh, man. It's like this, it's a no-win kind of situation. I guess we could put our base here. It's not defensible, but how does anyone even get in here? This is cliff, 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 cliff. So they'd already have to go by there or through the pass. You know what? I can afford to build the outpost in the low ground. That's fine. If that comes back to bite us later, you know, feel free to come back to this video and I'll put down an I told you so or something. What's this? Accidental order that's reducing my influence. Oh. That's not what we want to see.
An enormous leap forward, from mundane tallies of crops to recording the wisdom of sages. Humankind now wields the most powerful tool of all.
You think we'll make it to turn 50 today? I'm the slowest gamer playing the slowest games. Oh, there you go, 125. That's an actual number I can use. Our chopping has been delayed. Oh, well. Not much to be known about it. Did that say it would only take a sacrifice of 2 people to build? Worth keeping in mind. This one takes 7. Not worth keeping in mind. You would take 6 turns to build. How much faster will it build the school if I built this first? Back 1, 2, 3, 4 production. 10% faster. Half a turn faster. It's not a good investment if we're just looking at the quarterly profits over here, like any good tech bro does. You know, you don't need to plan ahead. Also, we're chopping forest, so it'll be done before you know it. This is the episode, not even the episode, this is the season of justifications and vibes. That's how you manage an empire. Man, I was like, I forgot what this guy's doing. That's pretty bad memory loss there. We could take the effort to walk up there, but wasted tile. Let's keep going on the food train. Gravy train, even. And there's also some cool animals down in this valley. So, I like the vibe. It'll be one more turn for you to build that outpost. So you're just gonna... Yeah, just keep an eye. So that's 6, 7. Damn it. That's 5, 5. 9, 2. This actually is a good tile. There'd be 4, 9. It's equivalent. 15, 2. That's worth 17 versus 13. But you wouldn't be able to build a good school if we went over there. And it's all production. It's like, that's good production, though. I mean, we might be able to sneak out a second school if we did that. But it wouldn't be as good. It's like, yeah, because I think we can get the second school even if we go here, actually. Of course, we only get 3 mountains, but whatever. We can handle it. No, yeah, you can't move. That's why there's no valid target. You. Get me some yew trees. There's no moderation here. We cutting all the trees. I'm sure we won't regret it. Just keep clearing the river out. Yeah, deforestation. For fun, and maybe we'll get a profit and start a religion about it. We don't need that open. Oh yeah, irrigation. Now we know what rivers are. Oh, you don't even have to build like farms on all the rivers. Well, that's one of those statements that's true, but it's also false. It's like, you know, if we just so happened to already be working a river tile, which we're working one here, I think. Or we will if we combine the regions. Then it gets the bonus. But unless the outpost is close to the river, you're not working them, then you do have to build farms. The technology just doesn't explicitly require a farmer's quarter. You know how it is. True and false statement. Got a nice teal border over here. This is like a peppermint border. You got the mint, you got the chocolate. Excellent. There's just a little too many trees over here. Oh man, we're doing like Mountain Haiti over here. It's like, when this game finishes, you'll see my border, and that'll be where all the tree lines are. No. No. Sometimes that's how it goes. I feel like we can clear the pass, but we could also go up there and clear that. It just takes more time. And I'm okay with having that production. I don't need to wreck that. I mean, we might even want to put a productive quarter over there in the future if we ever claim the mountains. So leave those forests alone. Yeah, Green Floyd, leave those forests alone. People going into the classical era by falling behind? Probably. City defense. Yeah, I mean, there's merit to having city defense. Not any soldiers to guard it, though. We're just building a garrison for the invading armies. So maybe not. Maybe we don't do that. I can build the school for $7. It's like all those ads that used to play. You can feed a starving child in Africa for only $1. And you can build the whole school for $7. What a deal. Unfortunately, we got to think about what we're going to do next. The outpost isn't ready. We're not building another school immediately. This will actually build almost immediately because all of our industry is coming from the chopping, So we got to be mindful looking at the costs. See, this is completely useless without population, You don't need a house of scribes when there's no scribes. Well, this is just bonus. So you got to be mindful of that. A lot of these buildings aren't useful without population. I don't know why you give me 5 food. Is that per horses in the entire empire? Or do I have horses I wasn't? Nah, it must be for the whole empire. Yeah. Yeah, we gotta rename this city as well. But the only choice that makes any sense right now is to get this pottery thing built. And we could think about some districts, but it'll make the school more expensive. And these aren't even great districts. Market quarters benefit from being next to themselves. So, I never really know when or where to build those. So they get forgotten. I mean, is there a merit to which one of these we build first? I don't think it matters. So we'll rush that out. We'll get our science. That's 5 science and 4 influence we wouldn't have had by waiting. We could actually rush that out too, which isn't a terrible idea. Did you finish your school? Yeah, you did. Do you feel like building another one? Wait, are these considered mountains? Well, that changes the picture a lot, doesn't it? Now you're not getting from mountains. That's not the only thing that boasts them, huh? Wait, what? I'm confused. Confucian school, please. So, I mean, by default, it says it just does like one. But it's not doing just one. Alright, it's being boosted from the horses. It's being boosted from the mystery resource. Huh. Very curious. We do need to get the population thing solved. So how is this city doing versus the other one? The other one's not actually in a great spot. Combining the regions will help a little bit. Huh. Okay. If we were going to build a farmer's corner, there's a couple spots that are good for 8. We know we'd be served with a school here, so it's tempting to put this here and maybe get an adjacency bonus. There isn't a purpose in building east. So I'd say we put it there. And then if we can sneak another school out, we will. Unless there's a better way to solve this. Yeah, maybe you can go into farming for a bit. I mean, 8 versus, we'll assume 6. This will multiply somewhat quickly. I mean, it tells you how much you're getting at the exact moment, but... That would give me 8 industry, though. That's 20% boost. Versus that's giving me like 5. 2, 4, actually. So as much as I said we were going to finish that, there's often better things to do. Yeah, I'm like min-maxing this. That's the only way we're gonna get out of this wreck. What do we call this city? Yeah, I was just reading about the old crypto coin exchange, which was Mount Gox. But here we can have Mount Gax. I want to preserve the accented letters. And, you know, mountains. Oh, I got my era stars too, huh? Certified not last. And not even second to last, so... Yeah, that's pretty cool. We're not ready to go, though. Some of them have already gone. We might want to think about checking if there's anything that we absolutely don't want to miss out on, culture-wise. Also, are there any stars that we're close to getting? How do I... There we go. Yeah, we can get another tech star. Population's a lost cause. We can get another builder star if we don't build the stoneworks and we just actually build districts. That'll hit us to 12. Close to this. We need to get at least one of those. So we don't even look at the cultures. We can't go now. I'm gonna buy that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna have a 5 once we get that. We gotta build districts. We can't actually do the stoneworks. And the school, we're gonna lose the opportunity if we don't get that out. Yeah, that's pretty frustrating. We really need to not get a civ in the next era that has emblematic districts, or we're never going to build anything else. The FOMO hits hard. No. Keep chopping, keep chopping. Not doing it. The chopping only goes so far, because every district you build, they get more expensive, so... We can churn them out over here. But there are limits. You are ready to be combined. Excellent. We are ready to settle somewhere else. I guess that's also excellent. Why wouldn't it be? It's another school we want to build. Okay, we gotta get that one. That's 2 for it. We don't need food. No. These questionable decisions will add up over time. Ow. I wish they wouldn't. Okay, so where do we set up our outpost that we can now suddenly afford out of the blue? We're not gonna go for the dies, right? No, there's 2 districts away. Don't necessarily want to provoke them, and we could settle here. I feel like that city's big enough for the moment, though. I have to look at the cultures and decide if there's going to be continued value to mountains versus just getting some of these luxury resources. So we'll drop a save in case we accidentally accept one of them. Sometimes it happens. Oh, we could always stay this out as well. I feel like that's usually a very niche choice to, transcend your culture. The Celts have been taken. That's fine. I wasn't going to use that. I mean, that always is the question, is do you pick the culture to catch up and try to be a jack of all trades? Or focus? This early in the game, I think you can... What do you call it? Bulk up on your weak sides, but... Considering the value of the stars that are aligned with your culture, the later in the game you get, the more certain you want to be that you're getting those affinity stars. As I've said before, I'm not an expert in this game, but I'm speaking with absolute certainty about the the logic I'm piecing together moment to moment. So, corrections welcome. Yeah, right. Nothing of any relevance to us was taken, so that's nice. Expansion would be something that we're able to get the stars at this point in time. So. Fame on... Wait, what? Fame on constructible on... Oh, you have to like build it somewhere you've conquered. Yeah, that doesn't really work for us now, does it? We're not going to do the Nazca lines again. Let's see my previous series if you want that. Another example of me getting obsessed with emblematic districts. Yeah, this is completely useless for me. Pacifist Romans. Can you even, like, imagine it? City cap. I don't know. There might be some merit there. Probably not. I think we're building tall if we want to be defensible. I mean, you could play defensively wide. Like, if you scouted a wide area and found choke points, then you could build your center city in an undefensible location, and then conquer the choke points and the borders of the empire. That would be a means of doing this kind of challenge too. But you'd have to scout your map pretty quick and determine if it's possible. So. Bonus district. The wording on this game, I think I complained about this in the last series I did. Like, +1 bonus emblematic district. It's like, no, actually, no. It's not a +1 bonus of the culture. It's literally you can build an extra one on territories of natural wonder. Okay, I get it. I get it. Just being a bit slow. That was worded just fine. The icon threw me off. But the ones that give you a bonus yield, they have the icon next to the number. So that's on me. Okay. Maya is for building. Buildings. Emblematic, you say? So they're for expansionist builders. The schools don't count as makers' quarters, so. And we're not making makers' quarters. And we're not going to make the makers make makers' quarters either. I can't resist saying things like that. Any excuse to be a broken record and just, like just sitting there repeating a single word is like peak cinema for me. Okay. That boosts my emblematics. Makes attaching outposts cheaper. Extra research slots. It's like, yeah, I'm kind of going the research route, but we don't got anyone to fill the slots. That's the problem. What I'm hoping to find in here is that there's a couple cultures that would work for us, so I don't feel pressured to go forward before I'm ready. This one is one I would accept. It's thematic to strategy, not to map. That's how I would say it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, definitely not the Huns, not the Goths. I'm just wondering if some of these will like sneakily spawn a bunch of armies, and I could be like, I'm not building the army, I'm a pacifist, but I don't know that we're gonna get away with trickery like that. Science per research. This would be pretty good. This is the second one that works for me. And I wouldn't necessarily feel like I need to crank out the amphitheaters. Could work on just getting the population up to do this. Wait, was that per district? No, per person. So this would be staying in the culture field. I mean, I'd rather pivot out of that. Skip to the Escamites. Yeah, we don't have very many tiles producing money, so skip. I know this is an ocean sieve, but do they have anything else here? No, not really. It's pretty focused. Okay. We could go from the Zhao to the Han. We would really need to build the embassies and get the leverage system on board, though. Oh, this is one of those that lets you put out, like, semi-outposts in your own regions, so you can start building districts out of different spots than the main plaza. Science per paper. This is interesting. Doesn't quite say how you get paper. I'm just assuming these produce like one paper. It has to be placed next to a river. Oh. Glad we looked. Ah. Only if the desert is blooming. Is the cold mountaintop blooming? Oh, a food for... do we actually even have much? Oh, no, that counts for rocky fields and stuff, too, actually. Like I said, we're not too late in the game so that it would be insane to take on something like this. That's like a replacement farmer's quarter. So we need to check if we have rocky fields, sterile terrain, stone field. We need to know what our terrain is considered. And we'll check if there's more rivers than I'm thinking of, but this might actually be a bad one to pick. So we got 2, possibly 3 regions of river. Regions of river. Is that politically correct for something? I don't know. My brain trying to cause trouble. I'm like, a region of river is politically correct for river with 2 V's. Oh no. Can't be saying that. But you know me, I'm the push the limits kind of guy. You know, this is friendly enough. Never been into active trolling. Just putting out the bait and the hook, you know? Alright. We don't have enough rivers to want that. There's nothing that benefits from the mountains. In fact, it benefits from rivers. So, I mean, if we did end up having to pick that one, we'd be wise to be expanding in that direction first. However, if we grab this region, the things we're already constructing would get access to these mountains. And the things, plural, is the thing. Just the one thing we're putting there. But, the outpost would get a whole ton of production. Like, that's not bad. Silver's not bad either, though, so... Everything has merit. That's a very non-trolling statement. I guess we're balancing the books. Okay. Yeah, we gotta check the types of terrain we got hanging around. I mean, we're chopping down all these forests. Maybe that was the right call. Dry grass. I don't believe dry grass was one of the things it said we could build special farms on. I mean, those are sterile terrain, those are rocky fields. Dry grass is not. I think there is enough to rationalize it. What was the value again? Doing that. Quite a good amount of food. I think that's going to be our choice. If it doesn't get taken, I don't mind ending up as the Greeks. So let's stick around here. We are going to run out of text. I don't want to do that. Having unproductive turns is not how you win a science game. So here's where we ask if it's possible to get this school. I mean, this was already going to be a bonus, It's going to take a lot of chopping. Who's even still chopping? I can get 40 worth of chop. I don't want to take people out of food production if that's literally what we're working on next. What was this one going to pay? I wish we could view the expected yields of this construction. This one we can rush quickly. I say we have to abandon this school. Executive decision. So, alright. And the question is, how many more districts? We still need 5 districts. How quickly can we do 5 districts? Not as happy with that. I don't know that we're going to get any districts out of this city before we transition eras. How come we don't have super production? Are we not? We're working all these mountain tiles. It's weird. Are the schools just more expensive than other districts? So I feel like there's some disconnect here, but whatever. We're not building 5 districts anytime soon. That star's gone. We're making about 50 influence a turn. That's 7 turns to 1,000. Oof. We're looking at a late era transition if we try to go for that. And all that time, we're not going to be doing all the stuff that could boost food with this new culture. The only thing we gain from staying here is school. School and potential star. We'll get the tech one, and that's fine. We can do that. If we just get the tech one and then move forward, then we're not wasting any time on the techs that aren't useful for us. So, yeah, I think we have to give up on the estate star, too. In 2 turns, I can do a boost. And in 2 turns, we'll have our tech. So that'll be our decision point. We'll see how much of a boost that gives us. Oh, I just don't see this. Oh, we wasted. It doesn't get, like, converted into this if I cancel it, does it? There's no way I'm sticking around long enough to do that, is there? We won't get the builder star. We could get 40 in, so it would be, is that like, not 170 or 270? It's 270. Well, that makes sense. So these guys would give 40 production, which is equivalent to a turn and a half. Now it does make sense. It'd still be like 9 turns. Damn game's making me do math now. Come on, man. This is supposed to be the vibes season. I'm min-max strategizing now. We're not hanging around for 9 turns. There's no way. Yeah, you're 7. If I cancel this out, I don't think we get to redeem it. Oh, no, we did. Okay. So mistakes aren't forever. Which means mistakes aren't diamonds. But buying diamonds is a mistake. Don't get me wrong. Okay. We're not here to write poetry. Or schizo rambling. Anyway. I don't think we want to build this farmer's quarter, because if we get the other one, we'll have special markers. Farmer's quarters, can't say it. We would like to prioritize that, because that's higher value. And it boosts the same tiles that we're going to be boosting with so-and-so, what do you call it? The special farmer things. Ah, this one. How quickly can we do that? So, okay, you're going to give us 20. That's good. Got to get this school out, right? I know, I'm not able to keep all this in my mind at the same time. Like, you know, well, if I'm building this one, could I build the other one? No. We're doing this one at a time. I do have brain damage, so it's like, you know, there's a strategist buried in there, but he's running on the emergency generator. Okay. So we can knock it down to 107 in a turn. These guys can give us 40 in 4 turns. 2 nice forests sitting right there in the ready. So then it'll be done in the 4 turns. And we might have the money to rush it. Oh, we'll throw one of these guys in the meat grinder. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
In 4 turns, we'll have a school. Speaking of 40, we're nowhere near turn 50, are we? It's like, I gotta follow through this plan too, or I'll just have to start over next time, you know? I'll forget exactly what I was doing. I also have that, though that's not really relevant to anything in the strategy. There's also that. I don't think I was counting all of the choppers here, but fine, we got our plan. Can miss some data points here and there. He always will. Yeah. Okay. Was there a reason to preserve the forests here? Not really. If we're doing anything production related, it'll be up by the mountains. Yes, these are all just free to chop. I bumped the microphone. Let's get back to clearing the river, maybe. Right? No, it's... I don't know. Clear over there. It's not so critical down here. I want this valuable farming land. We will have that estate thing, so yeah, I mean... Oh no! Something to lure me out of the chopping. Damn you, game. I will not be tempted. Peaceful army, I hope. Oh, that concerns me that there's an event. $69 culture. It's the other funny 60-something number. That guy losing his culture down there. Yeah. Oh yeah, we were supposed to be building more outposts, but... Yeah, change of eras, change of times. I could grab a wonder. Yeah, that's great. I'm sure that won't distract me from building things I need to build. Movement. Faith. What? Co-religionist. Yeah, okay. That's one of those words you gotta say out loud, or it's just like, what the hell is that? Co-religionist. We don't want wonders. How many turns would it take to get there? A lot. That's all you need to know. You don't always have to do the math. Most of the AIs are sticking around. That's the thing, like, I thought, we could kind of gauge where we were in the scoreboard by the stars. That only works until they fill up on the Ancient Era. And at that point, you never know how many bonus stars people have been collecting. We got a lot of influence now. I mean, I'd say we're good for multiple outposts, actually. Or even a third city. Nah, those guys up there will handle whatever needs handling. You just keep chopping. You know what you're doing. We're gonna be here for 2 more turns, unless this does something really good. Mention of the calendar. This just slides this thing around. What does that axes do? Oh yeah, we should be redeeming civics, now that we have extras. That would be the smart thing to do. Oh, and interaction with the free people. Yeah, we don't need to do whatever I was saying we needed to do. Oh, this will help us get along with those guys. So what do these axes do, though? For science, that's exactly what I wanted.
Why was this even a question? Let's keep it simple. We've been here. It's our place.
Alright, cool. We need to do all the things that I forget exist with our influence.
You've signed your first treaty with an independent people. One more step on the road to cooperation.
Put that down to a nice 10 gold a turn, right? What do you actually get? Do I want to expand their lifespan and all that? I forgot that these independent people do go away on their own, but it's fine. I think we want to just get the silver by being nice, Do that for now. We'll hope these guys just go away, though. I don't like them. Is there anyone else? Yeah, not close enough to... Well, not even close enough we could try to interact with them. Something going on over there. Alright. You might as well just do the solar calendar, right? Yeah, the other one will knock us back. So, okay, how much do we need in 2 turns when we go to build an outpost? What do you mean no valid? Surely that'll be valid. What? There's no reason I won't be able to claim that. I don't know. I'll choose not to worry about it. Are there any civics we want? That's right. I wish I knew if hiring an army violates the pacifism thing. Probably. There's no religions yet, so this is worthless. Yeah, we do not want hostility, that's for sure. Well, it's not worthless. Because we can get extra food. That feels more valuable than the other thing, actually. It will encourage the spread of religion.
It all sounds well and good, until they start worshipping delivery services and bank accounts.
Yeah, like, sometimes I like role-playing systems like this to build a specific civ. And then other times I like seeing what effectively strategizing ends up creating. I don't know that I've ever actually played Humankind with the roleplay perspective. There's something about this game that doesn't encourage it. Whereas with Age of Wonders, I always play from the... Well, I always start from the roleplay perspective. I always end up doing more war than fits whatever vibe I'm going for, but... I stick to it reasonably well. We'll just get these techs. It's fine. It'll help get us stars. Okay. Do we want
It was not
to...
love or hate at first sight. Let's see how second sight goes.
Do we maybe want to see if we can improve relations? I'd be happy with you spreading on the map. I don't have any reason to go through your territory, but...
I have a proposition for you.
Gold.
I think you'll like it.
Nah.
There's just no way to make this work. I do not accept.
Yes, and those
Really?
you get grievances,
Surprising.
but...
I will watch more closely.
Oh well. I want to generate grievances so I can forgive
Why are you
them.
here?
I don't know why he sounded hostile. Hey, how'd you get all those? What? Where did this guy spawn that he already has this huge list of resources? That's crazy. You think he'd be willing to share the map? And again, I don't know if I want to share with him. Maybe we'll just trade better.
We would all benefit from growing closer, don't you think?
This works. You have a deal.
I can only say that this is excellent.
Huh. Food per farmers. Food per tea. Flat science bonus. I don't know where he is, so there's the risk of things getting looted, but I would like the science bonus, right? Oh, the tea might be better, considering, I know what we're going to be. I should save up. Get one of the better ones. That is interesting that there's differently valued luxuries in this game. They're not all equivalent, like, well, Civ 5 is the Civ I remember. Yeah, let's hope that Civ doesn't get picked by someone else in the meantime. No wonders. Any more stars? We need to build that embassy. Everything needs to be built. That's how these games go. You never have enough of anything.
Listen very carefully. I have a proposal.
You want to give me some gold for it, and then I'll just
Fascinating.
turn around and give it right back
And
to you.
yet,
I don't know where he is or anything. How beliefs and ideas are shared freely. We got to keep that in mind. So we don't know the culture of them right now.
I cannot accept this as is, but a modest contribution might change my mind.
Yeah, I'm being greedy.
You thought I would buy this? Get out of my sight.
Gabby.
With 5 research quarters, you're going to run out of questions to answer.
Achievement for cutting down 30 forests in a single game, and we're not even out of the ancient era. They're acting like that's a whole game task. Oh boy, yeah. Unsustainable economy. So it's like, it looks like we're doing middly well now. We might come to regret our early decisions. So, sometimes, it's fun to just play the strategy and see what happens. If you're role-playing, then you don't necessarily have accidents like that. Not happy accidents, though. We're not Bob Ross in this. Free units. Free units. What should we do with our free? Why don't you go back into food? I think we need to send someone down here. Just speed the pop growth up a little bit. You seem to have built whatever else I had queued, which is nice. We're gonna get to work on granary. Think about doing that here too. So that's worth 5. You do have to build the irrigation. It's not just a tech. That's going to be worth immediately more than the horses. But it's worthless till you have the farm, so. I think we settle you here. And you can speed production. That makes sense to me. We are gonna pick the civ this turn. Let's drop a quick save. I think doesn't that deletes the name when you tell it want it in the cloud. You gotta play games with the UI to get around that. And there's only one other person picked a civ in the time we were waiting. It makes me feel like we're going early, but we've done the thinking about it. It's the influence of growing. That's nice. That we don't care about. Because you're a combat unit. This is food. Let's see what the Greeks did again. Science per researcher. You gotta remember these stick around permanently. So 5 influence per city versus 2 science per researcher. This is more valuable. However, the district is not. I think we need the growth to play catch up and actually get researchers more than better researchers that we don't have. Especially because I'm planning on building farmers' quarters and food-related things, which means I won't be building this district if we pick this. Whereas over here, it's literally just an upgrade of the farmers' quarter we're already building. So that's our choice. I don't know who this civilization is, and that bothers me. Well, not really. I don't know my history. I know my current day. I only ever study back to, like, maybe the 1600s. If even. I'm looking them up. Guarantees? Is that what they are? They're the guarantees? It seems to be a Spanish word. Is this North Africa? No, it's Garamantes. Yeah, you getting some edutainment in here. Yeah, North Africa, though. That's right. I act like I'm the one who figured it out. It was just one of the search results said that my misspelled version of the word could be translated into English. I don't know that counts. Berbers. Yeah, I can do a North African vibe. There's a mountain in the background. It's the right aesthetic, right? I'm not convincing anyone, but we'll take it. And I got through the next era in this episode, which it was like my hidden achievement. Outpost. We're not considering mountain adjacency at this moment in time. So what are we considering? Might actually end up with a harbor, though I don't know how much of the world we're going to be reaching from up here. So yeah, I mean, we'll finish the turn on that. That's fine, whatever. You do not get the luxury resource immediately claimed doing that. Do we want to just keep farming with this? 9-5 is a good tile. I'm not really worried about defensive position up here. I don't know that we're going to be... Okay, we probably will go east, but... Doesn't necessarily... Hey, wait, what are those tiles? Because now we're thinking about the special farms. Oh. Wait 1 minute. Well, at least this one is a sterile terrain river. That's like a double down right there. So, I mean, if we wanted to be building those special farms over here, we want to be somewhat close to this river, the stony tile, the sterile terrain. Over there is not as important. Over here, it's like, sure. The farm thing probably cancels out the production, though. Can we, learn about that? Like, is the sterile terrain going to give us the same food bonus as the rock? Like, or complete yield bonus? Can you smell what the rock is growing? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Alright. We need to know the logic of a basic farmer's quarter, not the special one, right? It's a shame you can't just click farmer's quarter. Districts. It's a shame that doesn't have what I'm looking for either. Oh. Ancient era districts. Farmer's quarter. Yeah, I don't know. That's like programming, man. Like, is it actually illegible, or am I just like psyching myself out because I don't know programming? That's the question. That's the cost of it. That's not what I'm looking for. Is this supposed to have the programming in here, or is it supposed to say something else? Whatever, that's not answering the question, so we're just gonna have to look at it this way. It only redeems... Well, that doesn't answer the question either. We would need to see a tile that has both yields. Do we have any multi-yield tiles hanging around? It must be additional in that case. We do not have multi-yield tiles. We also really need that embassy. Endless needs. Feels like we're not going to worry about the embassy now. Probably going to call this episode soon. How long we've been going? Yeah. We're going to get in the next era, though. Which means we need to build the outpost, finish our turn. Great. The puzzle's just unraveling or something. You know what I'm saying? Alright, we gotta go with the assumption that guy's staying. We'll make friends with him. I'm in my own way over here. We know we're going east. Were the farms good for mountains? I believe they were. No. Not adjacent mountain. I feel like we're going to get a mad food bonus from settling on the river versus trying to get all the production over there. Nine five. We want the production to get this thing online. Where we actually want to build a farm. Like up going that way, as well as to the east. We can build both directions if we put this in the right spot. Unfortunately, that'll take another turn to found it. Do it anyway, whatever. Is there anyone over here who has movement left? You want to build an outpost for me? That'd be cool. Or maybe we just put it down there. Just feel like we'll be wasting that tile. It feels like a silly thing to say. Just put it here. This one looks like it has lower yields, but it'll be better later. So it's not any different because that'll finish the outpost a turn faster. It's the same damn thing. No matter which one we put it on. Wah. We'll just keep doing what we were already doing then. Fine. I mean, we can afford to build more than one outpost. Is there any reason to put one like over here? And over there has the mountains. But then again, at this point, we're thinking about food, not mountains. Though that's a lot of forest we could chop. I gotta keep these scouts busy, not scouting. There's a lot of forest to chop over there too, though. You got any like really bad regions that are just all like sterile terrain and stuff? Like, what's this one? That's a really funny shaped region. Which makes it really bad for building. We don't want that. bad for building. Can you build it? No, you can't. It's like those guys haven't even attacked us, but I'm scared of them. And I don't really have a reason to build in that direction, or do I? Maybe. It's not going to be very defensible going forward. But I can't defend every single region. Not indefinitely. Yeah, they can just come down that hill and grab something if I put it here. It's probably a good thing we didn't build this base in the past. Or at least a little further away. You know, if we're going to be able to build another city in the next era, maybe we just want to send the scout all the way over there and completely tempt fate. That's a bad idea. I mean, these guys need to just go away. Oh. Or maybe we can, like, make friends with them or something. That might be a better approach. Surely there's a level where they're like, oh yeah, we don't want to attack you anymore. Right? How does that work? Well, here we are extending the episode. Okay. Where are free cities? They wouldn't be in societies. They're not part of the DLC. Part of the environment. Extend. Yeah, I mean, we don't necessarily want to extend their lifespan. Yeah, but how do you make them not belligerent? Do you have to go all the way up to, like, assimilating them? This hasn't really answered the question. It seems very unlikely that they're my friends now, which is the first stage. I don't want to lose units. So it's this scout that was free to move. How long would it even take you to get over there? A couple of turns. You know what? I don't think we can afford doing both of that now. Yeah, scouts can't get leverage. I mean, there's just some, like, nice regular food tiles over here. Yeah, this guy needs to just be chopping trees, though. Like, I don't think he actually has anything more intelligent to be doing right now. I don't remember why I preserved that. We can get them going north. Let's see, why not? Why not north? Not necessarily merit to going up and wasting time with that forest unless we're going to cut them both. I don't think we intend to do that. Just send them to the pass.
As urban centers grow, both ideas and sewage are generated at a record pace. Arts and sciences flourish as military tactics and mathematical equations become as coveted as physical goods. Empires struggle to control these intangibles, however, as some might trouble their stability. If it's ideas you're interested in, the Garamantes are doing marvelous things with irrigation.
We do need irrigation. Can't just melt snow and have a farming empire based around that. Yeah, we gotta rapidly increase our population. We can't just be missing these affinity stars every era. That'd be a pretty nasty crisis. We got a nice change in the music. Appreciate that. How do our units look now? The icon and the unit doesn't exactly match. One might even say it's completely reversed. Oh well. I don't think the units have updated yet. Congratulations, you get to build our first outpost with a different aesthetic. Are there any of those horrible trees over here? Oh yeah, there is. Get rid of that. Everywhere we go, we must deforest. Deforest. It's my legal name. So close. If we play much longer, we're gonna have to think about our production chains again. Hey, what's this do? Grievances. So that steals people from my city too. That's no good. I don't think we can afford to do that food-wise quite yet. Maybe the other city is in a better position to do that, though. And it is. But that's mostly just... Wait, what? You gain 3 population by stealing 1 from 2 different places. The math ain't mathing. I hate that phrase. Oh. What was the other city? Oh. Actually, this wouldn't be stealing from anyone who would have a grievance. But the population may starve. Do it anyway. The population's gonna starve. Well, actually, no, we gain a lot of people, though. We can just move one of them over into food. More than one of them. Or we can just immediately sacrifice them. Like, that's also an option. I got bad news for y'all. Everyone we just lured into the city is now fertilizer. Welcome to Faminist Wreckonomics. Yeah. Guilty as charged or something like that. Cities just can't support all that much population in this era. It's nothing to do with the geography. I'm telling you. Mountains are prime real estate. As soon as we get that food on the river, then alright, someone has to do some maintenance production of food. That's going to take some serious effort to make this get some population numbers and have them be sustainable. Why is that? Okay. Not too worried about that. What I am worried about is why this has a timer on it. I don't remember what that means. You're getting culturally eaten. I'm apparently doing well. I mean, that means I can spread tolerance and pacifism or something. Right? In moderation. The merits of deforestation will become universal. The world is our oyster, and I have a taste for seafood. And slogans. Okay. Well, we can't afford to build more outposts right now. We've found another use for our influence, so it's a good thing we didn't spam out outposts. This feels more, well, in line with what we should be doing. I don't know if we should or not, but what we are doing. Oh, we built a regular farmer's quarter. How do you build the special one? Now that's odd. Oh yeah, we can go and like renovate these. I forgot about that. It's practically free. Practically free real estate. I think we should leave the Zoe ones for now, though. I mean, I need a thematic reason to update those. That'll be the new one up there. The lovely northern African civilization that learned how to grow farms in the Arctic. It's not North African, it's North Arctican. There you go. And they're the Berbers. Moment of silence. Okay, what was I doing? We need to figure out why we can't build our special district. That's what we're doing. I'd say we're going to call the episode after we hit next turn. We'll have finished all the texts in the ancient era. Then we'll have to plan what we're going to do next. I need to figure out if the emblematic building is buried in here somewhere. No. So why can't I build it? Ooh, even more irrigation. That'll probably be what we need. Gotta remember, though, only one of our cities has rivers, but it's better than none of them. And also pump up the schools a little bit. That's usually a good starting place. Get the science before you start science treeing. Like investing in the economy, It translates. At least in this game. I don't know how neatly anything translates in reality. Having better militia is quite the logical choice, too. Even if it's a dead-end tech. But we're not worried about it right now. No one's giving us issues. Maybe we will just figure out the tech while we're in here. It doesn't look particularly difficult. Logic, this needs to be built. We're already building things. Let's start with... oh wait, that's a quarter. That's not just like a free bonus either. Never mind, start there. Alright. And then, we'll probably end up needing to do some of this other stuff. I'm not actually even going to click that one. We'll just have hydrology queued up. And... right, we got to figure out where we can't build our thing. There it is. Why isn't it in this city, though? Huh. So I wasn't just blind. Oh, that doesn't have to be next to the Administrative Center either. I missed that. But what does it require? Oh, this doesn't pull in, no, it does pull in adjacent. Okay, that's cool. Really, that's the best spot for it. Do not get the production. Do you throw away the production? Okay. What's the prerequisite that the other city's missing, though? Does it just not have any of that terrain at the moment? That doesn't make sense. Because you could still build it. Does it require the irrigation before you can build it? I bet it does, because it's all about underground aqueducts. I don't know if it says it in here, but it's thematically logical. The vibes. You see what I'm saying? You gotta rely on the vibes. You can't just read the words. I don't think it says it, though. Man, I'm learning, though. There really is a rationale to build the mental flexibility where you can do logic and vibes. Vibes being code for feelings. Sometimes you really do need both to understand. It's like, that's kind of what the whole, trying to think of the word before I get to it, what the whole field of linguistics is about. You understand the vibes behind how different groups of people build their language. That's where I really want to learn more languages. Because there's a perspective in just reading the same thing in a different language. You come in from different assumptions, different angles. Valuable. I mean, I'm talking like I know. I don't know. I only know one language, but people who know multiple languages say it, and I understand what they're saying without living it. And that's what I'm trying to communicate here, is that understanding. What was I in here looking for again? Yeah, the special district. No, I don't need the concept of a culture. That was wrong. I need content. Yeah, content other than cringe jokes. Okay. Is there anything that states the prerequisite? I don't believe so. I mean, it's got to be what it is. I'm sticking to it. And you got edutainmented with me talking about vibes and linguistics. I'm actually going to sell you on running things on by vibes, just not in isolation of logic. Alright. Unless something really insane happens, we're going to have to call the game. Oh my god, sailing. Okay. Ooh, embassy peoples. Well, now we get to drop the save with our new empire name. Nice. Alright, until the next episode, goodbye.